Hello. Clicking the Use Model button, you will go in the relative page and also find a video tutorial that illustrates this possibility, which is also an example of how a brainstorming session is completely filled out. Below these instructions buttons, I find the checkbox that allows me to publish as team, which, if filled, presents the drop-down to choose the team. Everything that is published as a team by one of the team members will generate the request to the other members to confirm or not the publication with a click. I take off the filling. Now I have to start entering directly the various fields, among which those with an asterisk are necessary for publication. The first is the choice of language, which, in this case, is automatically English. Now I enter the title of brainstorming, and I enter tutorial for brainstorming. Title is the only mandatory text that will be seen in the brainstorming rectangle in which the participants in the brainstorming sessions are invited to participate by you as the project manager, as we will see in another video tutorial. I therefore find the description, which is a very important and necessary part for understanding, even if not mandatory. I can select the macro category with its drop-down and then category and subcategory. I also find the list of possible categories and can suggest a new category. Then I find the choice of one of the groups to which I belong with the relative drop-down menu, or I can create one by going to the Enter Group drop-down menu. I choose one of my groups, which will be used by default in all activities, except for the possibility of modifying it for some of them. Then I begin to enter a brief description in the first chapter, and I write something. I leave the conclusions field blank, which I can fill in when all the activities of the relevant chapter have been completed. I add the first activity to which I will invite the participants to this brainstorming. In the center you see that the start and end data of the activity appear, which will have to be filled only before launching the request to participate in this specific activity, while until then I can leave them blank. On the left, however, I am asked to select the type by choosing it from Challenge, Poll, Flash and Project, and according to the choice in the part below, different fields to be filled will be visible. To develop a new product or service or to improve processes, the challenge or poll functions will normally be chosen, involving all people from the beginning. If instead, the intention is to start from a solution previously prepared by me, have it evaluated by others and then involve others in improvements, you can start with the first activity using the project function or the flash function, which is similar to project, but with simplified compilation and voting procedures. In this example I choose challenge, which is the main function because it allows you to ask a question that others can answer with a complete project or with a flash or even with various components of a business plan according to my request. I enter the title of the challenge, which is mandatory, and possibly the description to better specify, with the possibility to prepare them with programs such as Word, and then entering them with a copy, paste in the field. Here you find the possibility to upload one or more files that will be seen by the participants. You may have uploaded a video to YouTube, which you would like to add to better specify. I choose the type of answer between Flash, Project, and Business Plan. Then I find the choice of the group that is automatically filled with the same chosen at the beginning of the brainstorming, but can be changed, choosing a different one if this activity requires it, to involve for example some customer in the suggestion. Below, I therefore choose the company area for which the results of this activity are intended. It is not about choosing the role of the employees who will have to participate, because it's better if they are from various company areas. Below, you will find the conclusions field, which will be filled by you when the planned period for this activity ends and will then be visible to the group that participated in this activity. Then I upload a new activity. This time I choose poll, which is another of the main activities, because it can allow to direct subsequent choices and possibly modify the activities that follow or fill in new ones. You see that there are another time fields for the title of the poll, which is mandatory, and possibly the description to better specify. At this point I choose the type of poll, with textual or numerical answers. If I click on Numeric Answers, the 8 answers are presented to me automatically. Those that, who will vote, will find in the form of a table with the numbers from 3 to 10. I go back to click Instead, Text Answers, and there are the fields for the texts of the various answer choices with the Add button and then Remove if I decide to eliminate one of the choices. As for the challenge, you find the possibility to enter one or more files that will be seen by the participants, a video uploaded in YouTube, the group, the business area for which the results of this activity are intended, and the conclusions. I can add a new chapter, and then another activity. This time I can choose a flash, or a complete project. And you see that the fields are completely similar to those of the previous functions. One important thing is the possibility to move the created activities to any part. To do this, it is better to reduce their dimension by clicking on this triangle. And then drag them where you want. I can also delete one of them. When I have completed the compilation of all the activities, if I think it is an interesting model for me, I can click on the Save as Model checkbox and, if I believe it can be interesting for all users, I can click on the Suggest this model to all users. Before being published, an administrator will have to approve it. At the end, I click on Save as Draft, and then I can check it and possibly modify it, going to My Profile.